Hey YouTube, a couple things I wanted to discuss real quick. I wanted to have another discussion about Stackerville now that it's starting to find its sea legs. I've noticed a lot of unboxings and successful transactions there, and I think that's just fantastic. And it's something that I really hope grows into something bigger. I'd also like to ask you guys how you're doing on your goals for the year as we start, as the finish line for 2013 is now in sight, right? We're heading towards the last quarter of the year. I think I have a feeling I know the answer, but I'd like to hear from you guys. You don't have to give specifics, but just kind of a yay or nay and how you're doing. Before we get started, though, keep your eyes peeled. I got a coupon from eBay for 10% off any one item, and honestly, I'm not sure why I got selected. But I was able to buy. Now I'm not buying. Of course, everything happens, at the worst possible time. But I was actually able to get a friend of mine a roll of Eagles with free shipping, a mint sealed roll of Eagles for $500. It was 550 something ish minus 10% with free shipping. So I mean that's pretty darn good, and I was pretty happy with that. Yeah, I kind of got it in under the wire. I was trying to think of something I could use it on, but with my large purchase recently, I just couldn't pull the trigger. And a buddy of mine was able to take advantage. So a roll of Eagles for $500, you can't beat that. So Stackerville, guys, if I had $1 for every time I heard somebody complain about high eBay fees, or where do I sell my silver, where do I sell my gold without getting fleeced, my stack would already be complete. Okay, there is a huge need in the marketplace for something like Stackerville. And I understand that there's a lot of bullion forums that have something similar already, a peer-to-peer network of for selling. The difference is, you're buying and selling from people that through YouTube, of course, but you get to see a video of what you want to buy before you buy it. If I were to sell this dragon, which I'm sure I will down the road, I would do a video for you guys and show you exactly what you're buying, so that there's no surprises. And I just feel like that kind of interaction is absolutely perfectly suited for what Big Silver One's trying to do here. Okay, in a perfect world, okay, I would trim 7% off the eBay or the market price of that. And so you, the buyer, would save 7%. And as a seller, I would also save, and also know that somebody that, hopefully I have a relationship with through YouTube gets to enjoy that coin now. So I just feel like it has huge potential, but it's in its infancy. And like anything else that's at the very beginning, there are things that need to be worked out. And it's almost like an open source kind of thing where he needs your input. Okay, he needs your participation. If we want to see continuous improvement on this, it's something that we need you to take part in, so that it can kind of grow and evolve, and we can kind of work the kinks out. I know that Big Silver One has talked about in a recent video. He's talked about potentially using your eBay account as proof of your reliability as a seller. And you know what? The onus is on you to show that you're reliable if you're selling something, of course, like any transaction, right? So, whatever it would be to put a buyer's mind at ease. But regardless, I know that Sharp and Shiny just had a good transaction where he was able to buy, I think 5 maple leaves for $2 over spot. So he gets a good price and the seller gets a good price. It's a win-win-win all the way around. And I love to see the unboxings. I love to see people using it. And it's something that I hope can grow. And here's the thing. If it does grow, as our numbers grow, instead of too big to fail, we become too big to ignore. You never know what the future will hold there. Maybe a bullion dealer will take notice and start posting special offers for Stackerville subscribers on the site. You just don't know what can come of this, but it needs your participation. Okay? I understand that some of you aren't buying or selling right now. I'm not buying or selling right now either. I mean, after my last purchase, I'm I'm in the penalty box for a little bit, and that's fine. But that doesn't mean that you don't go over and take part in it in some small way, right? Basically go over and put a little news tidbit over there. Make a comment. Just show BSO that you're interested and ready to be engaged. That's all. So that's just kind of my little Stackerville rant. We need your participation. So the other question is, so here we are. We're approaching mid-September here. We're approaching the fourth quarter of the year. And I'd like to ask you guys, how are you doing on your goals? I understand, the spreadsheet kind of fell by the wayside a little bit, but that doesn't mean that, the approach that we've taken for the year, where we're setting firm goals and really just kind of chasing them with a stone cold determination, that hasn't gone away. So I'd like to know from you guys, how are you doing on your internal numbers for the year? You don't have to give specifics. I'll tell you mine. Basically, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but my goal for the year was to buy 240 ounces of silver this year, and no gold, to be honest with you. I didn't even have gold on the radar. And the lower price of silver and some, you could call it determination, you could call it call it creativity, but I've been able to crush it. In fact, I've just about doubled it, plus I added some gold. So, this year for me has been a very positive year. And, I'm now kind of getting into the mindset of setting myself up for next year and kind of coming up with a game plan here. But I'd like to know from you guys, how have you done this year? Have you knocked it out of the park? Has something come up that has kind of derailed you a little bit? Or, is it steady as she goes and you're right about where you want to be? Okay, guys, I'm interested in your feedback.